Coach, what can we expect from your team in 2016?
Well, we had a pretty decent season last year. The SEC's gotten a lot tougher going into the 2015-2016 year. These teams are getting better and better. You know, when I came to the school a couple years ago, you could count on a little bit of a drop-off once you get out of the top 8, but there's a lot of parity right now. The teams were at the bottom of the conference were teams that couldn't really compete at the top level. Now there's a tremendous amount of parity, so it's hard to say exactly where we're going to end up in the conference this year with so many good teams, and with the fact that we have so many young players. We have 5 freshmen this year, but it looks promising in the sense that we have 2 girls that have come in and just earned pretty good ITA rankings right off the bat, which is a pretty good achievement for a couple of freshmen. So it's really going to be a matter of what the young ones can bring to the table with against the best in the country. So it's hard to say, quite honestly, as I sit here, but I'm real hopeful, and I'm very hopeful that we can get up into the top 6, top 5. I think that's definitely a possibility if we work hard and we do the things that we're working on in practice every day.
You touched on the 2 freshmen who are in the rankings, Paige Klein and Ingrid Gamera-Martins. But you have 5 freshmen overall. What can you expect from that group heading into the spring?
Well, like I said, we've seen some promising things, particularly from Paige and Ingrid. We've had a few injuries across the board, and one of our freshmen was injured for a good part of last semester. They can play with anybody. I think Paige had a really tough match with the number 1 player in the nation in the fall at the regionals. She can play with anybody, and Ingrid is a tremendous athlete. They're growing into their games a little bit, and they're growing into college tennis a little bit, and that's something that you can't expedite entirely to the extent that you would like as a coach. But they're rising to the challenges, and Paige has really been able to adapt to college tennis without a whole lot of baggage and noise, and is really showing that she can play with the best in the country. So that's been a good thing for us, and that's something that we're hoping continues. Time will tell. We definitely need experience. That's the big question mark, is are they going to be able to bridge that gap?
And on a roster with 8 underclassmen, how would you assess the leadership your 3 upperclassmen have brought?
Well, we asked a lot of them because we lost our team leader last year, and she was a real vocal leader, real assertive. We've asked a lot of them. They've kind of shared that responsibility, and they've done a good job in the fall for the most part. We'll see in the spring, when things get tough and you have your ups and downs, if they're able to kind of lead the charge and make sure the team stays focused on the appropriate goal and what we have to do every day when things get tough. But so far, so good.
What are some of the main challenges your team faces heading into the spring season?
The first is going to be youth. The second is going to be our competition ahead of us. We're going to have to get off to a pretty good start. So, the last 2 years we didn't really kick off and play our best until April. With the exception of playing UVA both years. We need to get going a little earlier this year. So that's one of our goals, that we're not going to ease into the season, that we're going to hit the ground running. Again, the youth. The other thing that we've got to sort of work through is belief. We've been in real close matches with some of the best teams in the country and right on the brink of winning. We were real close with Vanderbilt. We're 2 points away from a 4-3 match there, losing 4-3, but close. UVA at the NCAA tournament, we thought we were going to win that match, quite frankly, going into the home stretch. So it's just when we get to that point, believing that we have the goods and we put in the work to get it done, And we're just going to have to make sure we do that this year and not just talk about it.
If you could summarize this team in one word, what would that word be?
Spirited. We're a spirited team. We're a spirited and hardworking team. I talked to some coaches over the summer. It's interesting to see what they say about our squad. When you're in it, sometimes it's hard to tell. You're dealing with your battles day to day, but sometimes it's nice to get an outside perspective. And they say competitors. They say, you guys, we come to play South Carolina. We know we're gonna get a tough fight no matter what. So I'd say we're a spirited team and we're a tough team. So we gotta keep working hard and believe a little bit and stay disciplined day to day through practice. And good things can definitely happen. We're gonna have to have some people step up.
Thank you, Coach.
Sure.